All right, we're back. This is a excerpt from the live stream that I'm doing tonight. We're gonna do a bunch of random internet YouTube horror. It's not necessarily on one project. It's just a bunch of creepy bullshit. And I am live. If you want to join me, you can be live too. Very fun. Today we're going to go to Nexpo's channel, link in the description below, and we're going to do his take on the Blue channel, which we've already done before, but we haven't listened to the analysis. So let's do that. Let's jump right in and go. Oh yeah, shit.
There's something about the genre of analog horror.
No, I did change the title.
Special. It's that intimate feeling you get when you get all cozy, turn all the lights off, and are staring straight into a piece of media that's designed to subvert expectations and terrify you. There's really no other feeling like it, and many of the scares that I've gotten from series like this have been absolutely effective.
It's
that late night, isolated, quiet feeling of dread that was brought upon us by Local 58 has inspired a firestorm of other horror projects that have all given their own creative spin on the form.
Local 58, the grandfather of this analog horror stuff.
Formula. And surprisingly, I'm still blown away at how creepy some of these can be. Enter a channel named Gooseworks, primarily focused on animations and music. Their work is admittedly pretty damn impressive.
Yeah.
Surprisingly though, on the 6th of February 2020, Goose would upload an outlier. A curious little video named Blue Channel Dallison. While initially appearing to be a relaxed, laid-back public access commercial, things here are not at all what they seem. As a matter of fact, this video is one of the more disturbing pieces of media that I've ever seen, because if you aren't expecting it, certain things get you, and they get you good. It's not jump scares or anything, but
had to use it at some point. Yeah.
To understand the context for Blue Channel, we need to back all the way up to October 15th of 2018. On that day, Goose would upload this video called The Blue Channel, seemingly out of nowhere. Visually, it hardly resembled their other work, so it stuck out like a sore thumb. But that's not to say that their audience didn't appreciate its weirdness. The video is 3 minutes and 11 seconds long and simply shows this blue VHS screen with the text blue overlaid onto it. A song plays and not much seems to happen, although the tension is excruciatingly abundant.
Yup. It could have had a better song, maybe. Sounds like a MIDI keyboard song.
When we jump to the end, however, we can observe the video glitch out while this strange SCP-looking creature reveals itself within these distortions.
I have not even touched the SCP catalog. We will definitely do that. That's like a huge project, which I haven't watched.
It's brief, but it seems that the takeaway here is that something's off with this Blue Channel stunt that Goose is pulling here. And to be honest, I wouldn't fault you for assuming that this is just a one-off video back when it came out. Given that it was nothing like their other content, it would make sense. However, over a year later, they'd release yet another video in the same vein, named Deep Blue. This one is 8 minutes and 41 seconds long, and is highly reminiscent of the former. However, embedded into this video are hidden messages, like,
I didn't watch these.
You don't belong here, and I don't belong here.
I just did the Dallison
I'll
thing.
admit, it's a different type of horror, this one, that I haven't really seen expanded upon by many others lately. That kind that leaves your mind to wander, to see things that might not be there, and to fill in the gaps that the video's leaving for you. At the end of this one, we can see that long neck SCP creature once more, who claims—
Nah, fuck that. You know what that looks like? That, whatever the hell it is. I'll tell you exactly what it looks like. Tell me I'm wrong. Fucking tell me I'm wrong. From Twilight Princess. Look at that. The Uku. That's exactly what that is. Fucking nightmare fuel. Anyway.
Claims that you let us in. They menacingly stare at us for a few seconds before the video ends. So clearly something's up with Blue Channel.
Fuck that. Don't
what
like
we initially assumed to be a one-off video by Goose had turned into yet another that seemed to slightly expand on the ideas that were presented in the first episode. Within this series, so far, we have this broadcast channel that centers around the blue VHS screen. Within the Blue Channel universe, someone is trying to get a message across, but at this point, we're unsure of who exactly that is.
That's directly
Perhaps
from
it
Local
is that
58.
alien creature that we've seen in both episodes, or maybe it's someone that we haven't encountered yet.
Very much inspired by Local 58. With like the emergency alert, like people going back and forth.
Or a loved one are suffering from any of the following symptoms: lack of feeling,
Yes.
emotional outbursts,
Yes.
fog of the mind, or
Yes.
memory loss.
I feel
This
personally
may be a
attacked.
sign of onset AED or advanced emotional deterioration. Today, 7 in 10 people over the age of 21 report experiencing emotional degradation severe enough to hinder everyday tasks, such as workplace performance,
Yeah.
social interaction, and general well-being.
The thing about this is that it's so real. Like it's not a real thing as far as I know, but like it could be. Like it's easy to imagine that you have emotional deterioration, like just using I don't know, Twitter all the time, social media, whatever. Like, yeah, I could see that happening.
Emotional stability is required for a functional and healthy mind.
Ugh.
Correcting AED used to require rigorous testing and invasive procedures, costing time, effort, and money. Today, the solution is Thalassin.
Hell yeah.
On the 6th of February 2021, Goose would upload the third entry into the Blue Channel saga, called Thalassin. As we can see, this one's an infomercial that's advertising a product to combat a condition known as AED, or Advanced Emotional Deterioration.
Hell yeah.
According to the narrator, 7 in 10 people suffer from AED, which is a pretty hefty ratio, and for all we know, shit, you could have AED without even knowing it.
What?
Hey,
No.
it's a good thing you're watching this though. Maybe you can be next in line to get you some Thalassin.
Don't emoji.
Anyway,
smiley
the video
face.
then discusses how effective Thalassin is
Winky
at restoring
face.
lost emotion, before touting patient reports, claiming that they'd experienced higher, more consistent emotional quality after their first few doses of the drug. Soon after, we then learn that it's not a one-size-fits-all type of pill, since there are variants for each type of emotion that you'd
I'll
be
do that.
seeking to
It's
restore.
weird. It's weird.
Included in every pack of Thalassin are these common emotions: happiness,
Yeah.
sadness, anger, fear, and relief. Also, look out for over-the-counter options such as jealousy, hope, frustration, and pride.
Now, I get some of those wanting to feel that emotion, but who the fuck wants to feel, what's the other? Jealousy. It's like, I need to get that Thalassin so I can feel jealousy today. Because, I don't know. It's just, like, when would you want to feel that? Maybe if you're an actor? Possibly. Did you know it's included? What? No, it did not. Hold on. Oh, there it is. Yeah, you're right. Wonder if that was on purpose or not. Interesting.
Happiness, sadness, anger, fear, and relief. Also, look out for over-the-counter options such as jealousy, hope, frustration, and
I'm
pride.
gonna feel frustrated today. God damn it.
Strangely though, the commercial then shows available emotions that are less than desirable, like jealousy, frustration, and nervousness.
Ooh. Pop a nervousness Thalassin in and then boot up Phasmophobia.
I'm not entirely sure why you'd want to experience these things, but hey, it's there if you want it, I guess.
Exactly.
Anyway, about midway into the video, we can observe a glitch before the video pivots from focusing on medical usage to recreational. Are you tired of experiencing natural emotions?
Yes.
The video asks. Before we observe the following.
Cutting-edge brain mapping technology has not only...
God, I want to call that... Wait, is that a real number? Surely not. Didn't they have a real number earlier? Yeah. 842-5274. That's got to lead to something related to this. Because no one in their right mind would put a random number there. In fact, I think on TV shows it's illegal because you have to have 555-5555 because they were putting in random numbers and got a bunch of complaints whenever it was an actual person. Like, what the fuck? Why am I getting all of these calls?
Before we observe the following.
Cutting-edge brain mapping technology has not only allowed us to refine existing emotions, but has also allowed for the creation of new emotions and emotional experiences.
Can you imagine that? I was actually talking with my girlfriend about that. Like, it's got to be impossible to imagine what a new emotion is, right? It's like imagining a new color. Kind of in that same, line of thought. Or describing color to a blind person. It's like, can you imagine that? No, I can't.
With Thalassin Plus, experience emotions beyond previous natural capabilities. These new emotions include degrance, humber,
So you gotta wonder, I mean, this would be describing what those emotions are, so, I mean, fair enough, I'll take the L on that. Like, it's the facial reactions to to that emotional feature. So no, it's still like not conveying what you mean, because even this, you're like, what the fuck? Why are you doing that? Why do you look like that? It doesn't make sense.
Age, dorselessness.
Man, yeah.
Andric.
So Andric. It's like you want to relate it to something. Like Neige is like happiness turned up to 11, or not being able to be not happy. That would be awful. And they got it. Yeah, fuck, fuck that. I'm not brave enough to call that number. I'm a fucking pussy. I would be the first to admit that. Anyway.
Dorselessness.
I have felt dorselessness just about every day for the past 3.5 years.
Andric. Veronate. Harnish.
Yeah. This is me teaching astronomy and people asking about the flat earth theory. This is actually me. A Harfam. So is this actually what happens to you, or what you perceive happening to you? Because it is only emotions, right? Emotions, well, I would say emotions can't change your face, but that's not true, obviously. If you're sad, you cry. If you're happy, you smile. It does facial changes, but I don't know how you would get your skull to be caved in. Something, I don't know. Don't want that. Kind, yeah.
Trantiveness.
Am I wrong? Or...
Harnish.
Hold on. You're right. Right.
Trantiveness.
Is trantiveness not just a very, very severe form of a... What's the other one? Nage, right?
Degrance, Humber, Nage.
Right? Yeah. Trantiveness is just like that on like turned up to 11.
Teluge, Brick.
Right? Wait, did I miss it? Sorry for rewinding.
Trantiv.
Yeah, right. See, am I not right about that being related to Nage? It's a very important question that nobody should ever know.
Teluge, Brick.
Man, people do Lorik like every fucking day. That is not a new emotion at all.
Teluge, Brick.
Lorik and Teluge. I've experienced Teluge before. That's a story for another day. It's a very funny story. Devastating when it happened, but now hilarious.
To experience the power of Thalassyn, call the number on your screen now before supplies run
Like,
out.
I do want to call it, though. Like, I really want to call it. I'm very curious.
I don't know what it is, but something about that last half never fails to get me. So here, we observe the effects of Thalassyn Plus, an expansion to the base drug designed to help you experience emotions that were previously not naturally possible. We were able to initially observe Degrance, which seems to be the most normal of the bunch.
Yeah.
To me, this seemed to serve as mental conditioning, giving us something to relate to before slightly making things weirder with Humber, an emotional state that still appears relatable, yet a bit uncanny. This point's taken even further with Nage, something that appears to be an overly forced state of happiness.
Hey, yeah.
Too happy.
Exactly.
Like it's inhuman.
It's like the Joker.
It's here when we begin to realize that
With this,
something
like,
is off. Yet,
gas.
due to the speed at which the video
I'm
progresses,
talking about.
we don't have enough time to process that. And then we see dorselessness, a shrouded, deformed, rotting state of being, with one eye staring back at us to signify that this person, or thing, is alive. And then
Telling
we're
ya.
shown a few others.
Past 3.5
Andric,
years.
Varination, and Ponish, the inhuman variants that exhibit warped faces and are not physically possible. Yet, while this point's so, we're still able to make out the shape of the head, which allows that sliver of relatability to remain,
Yep.
and at the same time, driving the level of uncanniness to that of total repulsion. It's here where fight or flight kicks in, and this is what makes this video so disturbing.
Stop it, internet.
From
God damn
Harfam
it.
onwards, the idea of the human becomes so heavily twisted and deformed that we now
Come on,
accept that
what
what
are you
we're
doing?
looking at is something that isn't part of the world as we understand it. It's alien, and given the prior context about Blue Channel, we're able to assume that something not only hijacked this station, but are now putting forth infomercials to get you to buy something that just might change you, that might suck the life out of you, leaving you as nothing but a shell
Yeah.
of what you thought you were.
Ooh. Internet started shit in the bed.
Blue Channel is brief. I won't deny that, but it provides a sense of uneasiness and dread that I couldn't pass up on covering. The short narrative that Gooseworks has crafted with this miniseries is incredible, and I can't wait to keep up with future.
Hold on. I have to disconnect and reconnect. The internet's being weird. Things need to go away. I hate them. It's good now? We good now? Probably not. What the fuck? Don't make me scrap this video. Oh, wait. Okay, we're fine now. Sorry.
Installments if there ever are any. In the meantime, though, I'll be taking my Thalassyn. Lorik, to be exact. Yeah, I need some of that in my life.
Good man.
And hey, maybe you might too.
Yeah. Yes, I probably do.
I wanted to thank all of you that are here for joining me in this first episode of Nexpo After Hours.
Yeah, look at this. It's so funny, Nexpo After Hours. It's like 2 videos and he has 250,000 subscribers. Like, what kind of, like, shame do I even feel right now? Putting out all this awful content, I guess. Whatever. I'm not jealous. It's fine. Alright, alright, what can we look at? No, let's go to him. Back rooms is gonna be like a real big thing too. That'll probably be like a week-long deal. Did we not listen to any disturbing things around the internet? So there's like 13 of them. Yeah, attractiveness. Yeah. Do what? Check my recording. It should be fine. Anyway, let's where's the first one? Let's just start at the beginning. All right. It's volume 5 and volume 1. Okay. I see what you're saying. I want my Thalassin. God damn it. Cannot operate without it. His older videos are funny because he has no expression in his voice.
Back in November, I mentioned that I was discontinuing my Unnerving YouTube channels and Unnerving YouTube videos miniseries to a mixed response. I told you guys not to worry, and that's because what you're about to watch is its direct and far improved replacement. Welcome to episode 1 of Disturbing Things from Around the Internet.
Right.
This is essentially a one-stop shop for creepy finds that I might have stumbled upon recently while browsing online. We'll dive into not only creepy things from YouTube, but from all over the net as well.
Right.
Today, we're going to dive into 5 hand-picked and disturbing finds from the internet.
Oh my god. Did we watch this, the Hawaii missile scare? I feel like I did. But maybe I didn't. Maybe that was on my own. Because this shit is crazy. This is insane. I did not know this happened. But here we go.
The recent Hawaii missile scare is one of the most unsettling real-life occurrences to happen in a long time. Back in my Unnerving YouTube videos series, I included an entry about an emergency alert and how disturbing they sound.
Oh, shit. Yeah, you're over there. And you experienced this? Holy shit, I didn't even connect the dots.
God this is essentially that, but this time, it was for real. Hawaii's residents went into a state of panic following this broadcast, and there were all sorts of goodbyes being given due to the anticipation of all of their lives possibly being wiped out as time ticks closer and closer to the missile's estimated time of arrival, which was said to be just minutes from when the alert went live. Fortunately,
I mean, it's really insane to think about going back to Local 58 whenever they accidentally placed that that weird fucking video contingency plan where it's like telling people to kill themselves. Not good.
This entire fiasco merely turned out to be a false alarm. The footage that residents took during the situation, however, is entirely disturbing.
Of course, you think they're about to die. I mean,
missile threat to Hawaii. A missile may impact on land or sea within minutes. This is not a drill. If you are indoors, stay indoors. If you are outdoors, seek immediate shelter in a building.
gosh. Yeah, building's gonna do something.
If you are
I want to be this guy whenever I get the news. that I'm about to be obliterated by missiles. This guy is my spirit animal.
In this video, that means I didn't make it because of the missile that's coming towards Hawaii. I just parted the last hole and I just hit the shiznik out of my ball. So I love you all, but I'm playing golf. It's the last thing I'm gonna do.
Man does what he loves. Respect. Yeah, shit. Yeah. It's insane. Crazy.
This is not a drill. If you are indoors, stay indoors. If you are outdoors, seek immediate shelter in a building. Remain indoors well away from windows. If you are driving, pull safely to the side of the road and seek shelter in a building or lay on the floor.
I can imagine somebody out there didn't want to die that way and, you know, oft themselves just to have that control of their own life. I don't know. It's crazy because you can't go and like hide anywhere, you know. It's not like going 500 miles that way.
We will announce when the threat has ended.
I guess in a boat, but yeah, clearly. Shit, I would be
The sheer
too.
terror that comes with an emergency alert, coupled with the idea that these residents believed that they only had a few more minutes to live, really puts things into perspective here. Hawaii is such an isolated state, and if there ever truly were an event like this that were to happen, these people would have absolutely nowhere to go.
Yeah. He brings it up. It's insane. I don't know how I'd never heard of that.
This YouTube video showed up in my recommended feed a few months back, and I've seen it a couple of times since then. It involves a family's venture as a tornado rips through their house. It opens with the husband filming a tornado a short distance away, and
I have a good feeling about this. Damn it.
after a few seconds, it's evident that the storm is moving straight towards them. He then proceeds with his wife to the closet under the stairs, and the terror that follows is much, much more real than anything out of a horror movie. Look at
living in Texas, haven't been hit by one, but I've experienced many tornadoes in my life.
this.
They've been pretty damn close too.
Holy shit.
Like about that close.
Holy moly. Alright. Holy shit.
I think tornadoes are fucking insane. Like, just stepping back and thinking about it, like, they're so fucking cool. I mean, you know, not the people dying from it, but the physical act of creating a tornado is fascinating.
Alright, I gotta go. I'm coming, honey.
It's like, nope, I'm gonna nope out of here.
Where you at, hon? God damn, it's bad.
It was at this moment that he knew he fucked up.
It's terrifying. That hits more like closer to home than anything else that I've seen. Yeah, it's terrifying. It's horrifying. Shit, yeah.
Don't go out there. No, not yet. No.
You think he's gonna go out there? Like, how fucking stupid do you think he is? He's not gonna go out there. Yeah.
Oh my god.
That is unfortunate.
Our house is freaking destroyed, Josie.
Man. No. Fuck that. If that tornado ripped out that wall, and I assume there's a few poles holding it, but I'd get the fuck out of that house immediately. Yeah, you survived the tornado, but are you going to survive your house collapsing on you? Bad.
Oh my God!
It's not good. Not good.
Where's Autumn? Oh, I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
At least they're alive. I mean, I understand I would be devastated if I lost all my like D&D books.
The way that they kept their composure after an event like that is absolutely mind-boggling, and if that were me, I don't think I'd be able to stay that calm. The sounds of the tornado alone are enough to put a horrific image into our minds, and the aftermath of their home is nothing short of grim and depressing. This video isn't anything like a movie. It's genuine and unfiltered, and I can only hope that this family successfully recovered. No matter what kind of storm it is, this really is something that can happen to any of us. At any time.
Kind of. Yeah, it's crazy. One time I lived not too far away from here in Dallas, and we had a tornado warning. And me, my dumbass self, I go out there. It was actually at night. I don't know why I went out there, because I wasn't going to see anything, even if it did hit us. But they were playing the alarms. I'm like, oh shit, yeah. I don't know, I just fucking love that kind of shit. And then a huge fucking gust of wind knocked me over and slammed me into the back of a wall on our patio. And I was like, nah, fuck this, I'm out. Like, it's never happened to me before. But it scared the shit out of me. It's like, nope.
This is another Facebook post that went live on October 3rd. A user by the name of Terry made a post asking people if they heard the eerie radio broadcast that went live on nearly every station in Louisiana. She claimed that she couldn't find anything on the news regarding the matter, and that after reaching out to other individuals who posted videos of the same thing, determined that this was happening all over the US.
It's crazy.
This is what they heard.
Dude, this is some fucking, like, Local 58 shit. Tell me it's not. It's exactly like that. It's horrifying. I assume that's the same message. I almost want to take the audio from this and do noise reduction and stuff and see exactly what they're saying, because it's really, really bad static or reception, or I don't know, whatever. I'd like to clean it up though. Be interesting.
Now, it sounds like a distorted voice naming off states, and hearing it obviously raises alarm. Allegedly, according to radio broadcast stations, this was an emergency alert test that was sent out, and apparently this happens all the time. The stations claim that it's due to a difference in sampling rate from the raw broadcast to the radio station.
What is it, audio investigator? Elaborate.
If they're out of sync, it causes creepy distortion like you just heard. This is, of course,
distortion.
What the radio stations claim. What was actually being broadcasted, however, is to be determined.
Yeah, what was it for? Emergency alert for what? Fun time, kids care.
This was a very interesting thing to follow. Back in 2015, A Reddit post was made in the conspiracy subreddit by a user claiming that they lived very close to a supposed daycare that had an extremely strange look to it, and in all 5 years of them living there, have never seen a kid arrive or leave. As expected, this struck interest in Redditors, and people started throwing in suggestions for what it could be. Some claimed that it could be a money laundering center, while others suggested that it could be used for child trafficking. There was also, of course, a group that believed that this was simply
I would be an audio investigator.
There's nothing more to see.
I see what you're saying.
Things got interesting though when one user named Deathship commented this: "I'm going to advise you guys to stop looking into this place." This just drove the interest in the building up even more.
Right.
After looking into Deathship,
people are so fucking stupid. Like, whenever you say something, or say something for people not to do, they're going to do it. I can demonstrate it right now. Don't think of a pink elephant. I bet 100% of people thought of a pink elephant.
Background, they came to the consensus that he's potentially just a troll trying to scare people. However, that doesn't discount the other comments left by users claiming the same thing that the original poster did: that they live in the area and have never seen a kid come in or out in years. They also went to the Funtime Kids Care website and described it as being super sketchy and plain, with a bunch of stock images and a phone number. When people decided to call it, they were either sent a voicemail or a lady would answer in a very eerie tone before hanging up.
Internet, stop it.
One other user claimed that it's indeed a real daycare and that they used to be a mail carrier for that neighborhood. However, one part of their response was a little strange. They said that it is in fact full of kids, but every single time that they deliver mail, no matter the time of day, it would always be nap time. Pretty strange stuff, but that's not even the end of it. People took to Google Maps Street View to check out the place, and they determined that the windows to the daycare have been covered up for years and have...
Okay, I think we're back. Another lag spike, but I should just have that on, like on a recorder, so I can play it over and over and over.
Hardly ever changed. One of the few instances of somebody being outside of the building is one snapshot that a user caught where someone is out in the backyard for some reason or another. This led to even more speculation, prompting people to check out the place in person, which quickly became a large problem. One Redditor claimed that they traveled to visit the daycare, and at night, when they got a glimpse inside, they saw nothing but a chair aimed at a TV, showing surveillance footage of another room. Of course, many other people visited the daycare, even during, quote, operating hours, to try to get a peek into their windows. This led to another large issue in itself regarding grown adults trespassing on a private property to peek into a window of a supposed daycare with supposed children.
Yeah, that's not a good look. Don't do that.
Children that they saw outside the place.
Don't do that.
This inevitably led to an even larger issue, so police began to monitor the place, and Redditors were urged to stay away. One person managed to get pictures of the inside, and it seemed pretty ordinary.
Look at that tiny water fountain.
After digging on the place, Redditors dug up the owner's name, and it's rumored that the building owner purchased the daycare for his mother to give her something to do with her time. Allegedly, she's been running the daycare for years, even though they have multiple violations on their state record. This is, of course, speculation and determinations from Reddit, so take these with a grain of salt. All in all, the general consensus is that this is indeed a normal daycare. A strange, eerie, and creepy one, but a daycare nonetheless.
How do you get in contact with people?
We just dove into 5 disturbing things from around the internet. I hope you...
Now we're gonna do more! Oh god. Ew. Ew. D5.
Welcome back to Disturbing Things from Around the Internet. If you recall, this is my one-stop shop for bite-sized creepy finds that I've recently stumbled upon.
Yep.
Just last month, we covered a wide array of disturbing things, ranging from Facebook posts to Reddit conspiracies. Today will be no different.
Wait, what?
It's time.
What's that other one? We didn't see that one. Is that a different video? Maybe?
To dive into 5 more hand-picked and disturbing things from the internet.
Marsters.
Back in 2010, there existed a Buffy the Vampire Slayer fan forum called the Bloody Board. It seemed to have been thriving for quite a few years, with posts dating way back to 2004. Jamie Marsters, a play on the name James Marsters, an actor on the show, ran this forum that contained over 40,000 posts. Everything seems fine here, right?
Shit.
Well, the scope of things takes a pretty big 180 when you realize that the forum had only one active member, Jamie Marsters herself. Each of these conversations were simply her talking to herself, and the topics ranged anywhere from fan meetups to the show's schedule.
What?
The peculiar thing about this is the math that comes with it. To keep up with the number of topics that were found on the forum, Jamie would have had to have posted once every 84 minutes, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, for 6 years. Alone. No matter her motive, it's just a little strange. Theories have been thrown up that Jamie is a crazy superfan, and others believe that this entire thing was run by a bot. This actually leads to my next point.
That could be true.
Unfortunately, in October of 2010, an article called The 7 Most Unintentionally Creepy Places on the Internet was posted by the website Cracked, and as you might have guessed, this board was on that list. What ensued afterwards was an endless barrage of people storming the board, posting vulgarities, pornography, and other unrelated, undesirable content. It's estimated that a total of 36,753 people flooded the place in the short span of 24 hours. After logging in and being surprised with the endless barrage of posts, Jamie ended up shutting down the board, casting it into internet oblivion.
Can you imagine
that Jamie had used this forum as a sort of news hub for the show so she could keep up with articles about meetups and conventions? The thing is, how big of a fan do you really have to be to make 40,000 posts to yourself?
That's what calendars are for. You don't have to make a fucking YouTube channel to remind yourself. Oh my god. Okay, whatever. Whatever. I don't like that guy. That's... Nope.
In July of last year, a Facebook post was made by a user named Kiana, who claimed to have had weird things happen to her for a while. She claims that about 3 years ago, I took this photo and realized that there was a face in the background. People said that it was my younger sibling or someone else at home, and it wasn't. Even if it was, I was using front-facing flash, and dark-skinned people like me and my brother don't show up in the dark when using front-facing flash. Anyway, people thought it was a lie, and it never was. Little things happen here and there, like my lights shutting off when I knew I had them on, or things moving right in front of my eyes. I try to ignore them, but tonight, I just so happened to be recording what I thought was a cute video of me petting my cat.
This is some phasmophobia shit.
And then you see my cat jump. The photo in question is this. If you're unable to see what she's talking about in the circle, I've done some enhancing for you. Now, for the video.
I don't like that. God damn. No way. That has to be fake. There's no fucking way. No way. You're gonna have to do better than that to convince me.
Whatever you make of this is up to you.
not an aircraft.
In 1978, an Australian pilot named Fred Valentich was flying over the Bass Strait in Australia and ended up disappearing under mysterious circumstances. To give some quick background, Fred held a Class 4 instrument rating with over 150 hours of flight time. He was also known as a pretty big UFO enthusiast. He embarked on a nighttime training flight over a 125-mile span of the Bass Strait on October 21st, 1978. Midway through his flight, he contacted air traffic control about an aircraft that was accompanying him.
Oh.
He claimed that the craft was flying at about 1,000 feet above him and seemed to be taunting him. The disturbing part is, his last words from the transmission were, "It's not an aircraft."
Shit.
A recreation of the flight transcript has been made, and is as follows.
Delta Sierra Juliet, is there any known traffic below 5,000 feet? No known traffic. Seems to be a large aircraft below 5,000 feet.
Oh.
What type of aircraft is it? I cannot confirm. It's four bright, seems to me like landing lights.
This is exactly how Lost started.
Can you describe the aircraft? As it's flying past, it's a long shape. Cannot identify it. It has such speed. It's before me right now, Melbourne. How large would the object be? Seems like it's stationary. What it's doing right now is orbiting. The thing is just orbiting on top of me.
Orbiting.
It's a green light and a sort of metallic, like it's shiny on the outside. It's just vanished. That strange aircraft's hovering on top of me again. It's hovering and it's not an aircraft.
What? And then that's it? He got? Just disappeared?
Many theories have been made regarding what he was actually seeing. These theories range from an actual UFO sighting to the possibility of Fred becoming disoriented and flying upside down.
Technically, it was a UFO sighting. UFO does not equate to aliens. It means unidentified flying object. You just don't know what it is. But most people think it's aliens, but that's factually untrue.
The latter seems very possible, given the fact that this occurred at nighttime. He could have very well been looking up at his own lights as they were reflected in the ocean. The one thing that unnerves me about this, though, is the fact that he made claims about it flying in front and behind him, and also that the lights he saw were green, when his craft had no green lights at all. The entire incident...
There's a way to explain that. If he was flying upside... I don't know about the upside down part. I figured they would, like, crash instantly for flying a plane that big, but whatever. If it doesn't, and he was, then his lights could have reflected on the water, and it could have reflected back green, possibly, depending on what the physical characteristics of the water were.
Is intriguing as all hell, and a solid explanation is yet to be given. In 2014, model and fashion designer Lauren Scott was found dead in her New York apartment. She died by hanging herself with an improvised satin noose.
Yeah.
While this death is tragic, the incidents that followed were nothing short of chilling. Lauren was known for scheduling Facebook posts and tweets for her audience. After her confirmed death, her accounts were still sending out updates, and her PR team did little to stop it before any sort of backlash.
I've thought about that a lot. Like, inevitably, whenever anyone dies in this day and age, they're gonna have social media stuff. Like, I don't know. It's really fucking weird to think about. Like, do they have some kind of plan in place whenever a person dies? Like, do they delete them? I don't know. It's strange.
The strangest part about this story lies with her scheduled Facebook post. Hours after her body was discovered, this image was published to her page showing dresses hanging from a tree. It shocked many people and also led them to believe that this was another celebrity death hoax. However, it wasn't. This was very real, And strangely, the image that she had scheduled to upload was, given the circumstances, nothing short of unnerving.
Yeah, ooh. Because that's how she died. She hung herself. So you have a bunch of dresses hung on. Yeah, okay. No.
There exists a channel that goes by Human Being 15 that has only one upload to date. In this 9-minute video, you're met with what initially seems like a random, ordinary person rummaging through some old notebooks and storage. Things begin to take a strange turn when you realize what this channel is trying to convey. Let's see if you can spot what's off about this before we go any further.
Okay. That's literally my room when, like, creating a novel or a D&D campaign or something. Freaking love notebooks. All right, he's got, okay, but I'll give him that one. I'll give him the W. He's got a lot more than me. I'll take that L. God damn.
As we just saw, at about 2 minutes into the video, the camera panned across a poster that says, "Mr. Diddy, all this hard work I have done for you." The same thing actually happens at 3 minutes and 21 seconds. We then are shown hundreds upon hundreds of other notebooks that this person's got stockpiled in one of his rooms, and at about 6 minutes and 20 seconds in, we're finally shown what's in one of the books.
Yeah. Papers in this day and age. Can you remember the last time, like, you wrote something substantial with a pencil or a pen and just not typed it? It's been a while.
It's the phrases, "Please, Mr. P. Diddy, please respond," and "Brother Diddy, please accept."
Holy shit.
Over and over and over. Human Being 15 then goes forth to show us more of his stockpiled notebooks before the video ends.
Same.
Allegedly, this video is a re-upload from their previous channel, namely titled Human Being 151. The creator would go by the name Insomniac and had over 1,000 videos showing this sort of behavior. His video titles ranged from things such as "Diddy, Dear Diddy, Please Read This" to "Diddy TV Official." There were even some that had song lyrics in the title, presumably to somehow gain his attention. According to the site Cracked, which we mentioned earlier, whom, at the time, had access to his endless library of videos, the content on Human Being 151's channel started with insanity from the very first video, and went downhill from there.
What's the end game? Right? There's to be some kind of, like, end game or reason. Surely it was somewhere in there. Or maybe he, I don't know, maybe he just fucked up.
While the original channel has long been deleted, at least we have this re-upload, which tells us all that we really need to know about the kind of guy Human Being was. Obviously, this guy has an indivisible obsession with the hip-hop artist P. Diddy. Why him out of all people?
I was about to say, like, how fucking random. A stalker super fan of P. Diddy. Like, whatever. I'm not going to kink shame.
I really couldn't tell you, but this guy clearly wanted to be noticed and went to extreme lengths to get his attention in the most disturbing manner possible.
Like what? But I don't understand.
And there you have it. We just dove into 5 more.
Hey, let's dive into 5 more.
The internet. Now before.
All right. Oh, this one has chapters. Thank you. Day 0.
For the past few years, there's been a severe ongoing water crisis in the city of Cape Town, South Africa. In short, the city is slated to be the first major region in the world to be completely out of drinking water. Ever.
This is
Back in 2015,
terrifying.
a drought began, resulting in severe water shortage, and since then, the city has slowly been going through cycles of water recovery and rapid declination with an obvious downward trend. Unfortunately, going by these statistics, a life-threatening problem will inevitably be upon them. Cape Town and its residents are currently bracing for what they're calling a Day Zero, which is essentially when the water reserves in the region become so low that the municipal water supply would become so heavily regulated that citizens would only be allowed a maximum of just 7 gallons of water to live off of per day.
Yep.
The dreaded date,
What's gonna happen?
which was designated in October of last year, has been shifted back and forth. It was originally supposed to be April 21st. That was recently changed to April 12th, then 16th, then May 11th. Luckily, they bought themselves some time due to severe water limitations that have been put in place in the region. Currently, citizens are only allowed 13 gallons of water per day maximum, and various measures, such as water reduction for crops and the patching of massive leaking pipes, have been put in place in an effort to conserve every last drop. The reasons behind this have been debated back and forth.
I mean, we take water for granted, but not having it? Shit.
Ranging from bad governing to climate change to wasteful use by citizens. Unfortunately, little can be done about this massive crisis, and residents have already been rushing to supermarkets to stock up on all the water that they can.
It's insane.
It's heartbreaking and completely crazy to watch this happen in the news.
It's like a
and
Mad
think about how
Max
this would be handled
thing.
if it were to happen to you or me. The majority of these people can't just afford to up and move out of the area, and I'm sure that most of us, myself included, wouldn't be able to either.
Yep. Phantom and Rom. It's an interesting word, Phantom.
Phenomenon Rum, or by its English translation, Space Phenomenon, is a video that was recommended to me by a user on Twitter. They claim that they found it in the related videos section while watching a video about a French book that they read. After I saw their suggestion, I took a look, because why not? Well, what I saw was pretty surprising and pretty disturbing. Look at this.
Yeah. I don't get it. I don't understand. It's a video played backwards. This is like some kind of backroom shit. Around I mean, I'm more confused than anything. I got you covered.
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
Like we established, Phenomenon Rom translates to space phenomenon, and this video seems to be a strange art project about the term.
Yeah, it's
We begin to notice a recurring pattern.
I don't know.
Those two words,
I don't get it.
The date January 1st, 2009, and a few phrases that read 17 UHR, Landworcester, 55, Darmstadt. Now I know I probably butchered those and I apologize. Anyway, it seems that it's trying to tell us space phenomenon, January 1st, 2009, 5 p.m. in Landworcester and Darmstadt.
I don't like thinking about 2009.
Unfortunately, doing any digging on that date in history brought up little to nothing regarding any events involving space exploration or anything of the sort in these German cities.
Shit.
Honestly,
Why is it
the way
doing
that
that?
they present
Better
this
now,
video is
I think.
just strange to me, and really leaves me wondering
Yeah.
what the meaning truly is
Spooky.
behind all the
That was
bizarre imagery and terms that they're
on
throwing at
purpose.
us. The entire channel as a whole is just plain weird. The name is this. I'm not even going to try to pronounce it because I'm just going to butcher it. And they seem to post strange and obscure art style videos that seem to make little to no.
I took 2 years of German in college. No fucking clue. Don't remember anything from it at all. Sad times.
Sense at all. Also,
Nice.
they're in German, so it adds another level of obscurity given that you don't speak the language. All in all, the channel, while old, definitely deserves a look.
The only thing that I do remember in German is, I'm gonna be like him, butcher this, but what is it? Was trinken Sie? What are you drinking? I mean, what other phrase do you need to know in Germany?
Much like Space Phenomenon, is filled with secrets that just might have a little more to them than we think.
Was trinken Sie? Tea? Yeah. Yeah, I don't claim to be an expert.
This third entry involves yet another creepy Twitter saga that's been unfolding recently.
It was fun. I liked it.
A very strange Twitter account that went live around 2 weeks ago. The story surrounds a person who's stuck in their house while they document their life as the sun is completely gone.
Oh shit! Yeah, I did watch this. This is crazy. If you have a Twitter, definitely follow this. They're still active on till this day, as far as I know.
The account tweets daily, and each one seems to add a notable plot point to the story. Since its inception, the Twitter profile has garnered significant attention, and I'd just like to walk you through some of the notable points in this story, since it definitely is intriguing and completely disturbing.
It's kind of cool.
The story opens as such. Help. It's late in the morning, and it's still dark outside. Where is the sun?
I don't know that. Sorry. Barking up the wrong tree, man. You expect Americans to know more than one language? God, we're trash. America's so fucking trash. Hell yeah. Okay, let's take over the world.
The power keeps going out, and I keep hearing noises outside. Sometimes far away, sometimes close.
This is interesting. It's like an ARG.
I can't sleep. I think the noises outside are gunshots.
Shit.
I went outside. I saw something out there I can't really explain, but I can show you.
What was the name of that video game? Fuck, I used to know it. Wasn't it something like Cats? CATZ? Something? Maybe not. Probably not. God, that was like one of the first internet memes ever. Zero Wing, yeah. What the fuck did I think? Cats. Yeah, you're right. One day we should react to old YouTube memes or internet memes. That'd be fun.
Something just flew over my house.
I don't know. It's fun. Obviously not real, but I don't know. I would do something like this. Yeah, Rick rolls. Dramatic gopher.
I just compared the sound of
Star
this
Wars
video
kid
to the sound of the helicopter footage I posted a few days ago. Whatever this was, it was definitely not a helicopter.
I mean,
Thank God. One of my friends is still alive. He just texted me.
He's committed to the narrative. Good for him. That's enviable. Yeah.
Now we have another problem. This guy's been standing completely still with his back towards me. I have no idea how long he's been standing there.
Huh. I didn't get scared by that at all.
Whoever was standing outside is gone now. Shit.
I never saw the Blair Witch. We are not in Germany. No, fuck that. Fuck that. Fuck that. Because that ties directly into Gemini home video. Home entertainment. They specifically tell you to not answer the door when knocking comes around. Come on, internet.
Someone's screaming outside.
There it goes. It's not creepy.
I can see a faint light outside my bedroom window. I'm going downstairs to check it out.
Don't do that. Why are people so fucking stupid in situations like this? No. No. Stop it. Oh yeah, I should have put up a seizure warning or something. Yes. Dude.
I'm hearing noises outside again.
Here, random question. What kind of weapon that you have access to? Very important. It's like in your home, in your living area. What weapon would you have access to go and, like, you know, fend off a zombie invasion or whatever the fuck this thing is? Like, what's the first thing that you would grab? And you have to own it.
I swear to God, it sounds like someone's banging on my door, but there's no way in hell I'm going downstairs to check.
Okay, yeah. Okay, he didn't go downstairs. Wait, I thought he went downstairs to see the light. Or is this a different night? Or did he see the lighting and fucking noped out of there? Yeah, yeah. Hand X small. Okay. A bat, so you have a bat in your dwelling?
And I don't know how it got in, but I'm hiding.
What would I use? I have no clue. Dude, no, don't do that. That is actually incredibly creepy, though. Kudos to them.
I'm sorry if I'm gone for a while. I have to stay hidden and keep my phone off. It produces light. I am so sorry. As of writing, this is where the Twitter account stops.
Hello.
I'm sure at the point of publishing this video, there's been quite a lot more that's played out on the account, and I implore you to check it out.
I never played Dead Island.
Though, just make sure you have the lights on, since we know that the creator of this account most definitely doesn't.
Oh, yeah, of course. Oh, shit. Is this my documentary? What did he find out about me?
Anxiety War is a channel that I've been following for quite a few years now, and I want to talk about his old content. The channel is run by a guy named Zach, and while he hasn't done anything disturbing himself, he's had...
If you look up generic white boy in the dictionary, that is exactly what you would find.
Quite a heavy hand in exposing child predators, vigilante style, through his YouTube channel. Unfortunately, if you head over to Zach's channel today, you'll come to realize that his content has most definitely changed and is direct.
I was going to say, like, non-ordinary weapons that you would normally get, like a knife, like a butcher knife, like a serrated bread knife, or whatever.
But that's taken a complete 180 from his old days of busting child predators online. While this is so, there is one video that he's left up, and it's exactly how all of his old content was when I first found him. If you're curious as to why this channel has gone through a sudden change, the reason is simple. While Zach was successful in putting 7 men in jail through Anxiety War, he was actually sued by 2 of them.
Internet? What?
This basically threw him into the spotlight for quite a while as he faced these legal battles alongside police scrutiny for taking the subject matter into his own hands. YouTube also cracked down on him, essentially, temporarily, forcing his videos off of the platform and onto his own site, anxietywar.com.
What are you doing, Internet?
That URL now redirects you to his YouTube channel with his new content. Anyway, back to the topic of the original Anxiety War. Zach's format was simple. Disguise yourself as an underage girl or boy, go to online sites where predators are rumored to lurk, lure one to you by sweet-talking with them, and after days, or even weeks, agree to meet up with them.
Okay.
What the predators don't know, though, is that the entire thing is being filmed for a YouTube video, and that they're not actually meeting up with an underage kid at all. They're meeting up with Zach, who set out to expose them to the world and put them behind bars. Here's a portion of one of his confrontations with what he calls one of the most bizarre predators he's ever encountered.
So, I mean, we've watched a lot of this stuff with like EDP 445 and shit. The little YouTube like vigilante group that goes after these people. Fuck that. Like, you don't even, and most of them are alone, or at least one of them's like holding a camera. Still, very small numbers. You don't know what the fuck this person you're gonna confront has. Like, is he gonna have a gun and shoot you in the head? That very well could happen. Like, no, fuck that. I
could write a book about all the lies and misconceptions that you hear in the media and in the comment section, or I can encapsulate that all just by sharing one experience I had recently. And that was, someone said that I had become overweight. I've never really been too much in depth with this guy, but I think my experiences with him, what he has done, should be highlighted, unlike some of the other people that I've confronted. Because this guy was the most bizarre predator I've seen, and it was really crazy. I think everyone should see what all this guy has done.
Now I want Taco Bell.
I wanted to emphasize a point that I made in my previous video: how dangerous it is to confront him and how stupid it is.
Yeah, how stupid. Yeah, it's very stupid.
There have been real victims.
Don't do that. For
he said, "Here's a
2
pic
months.
I won't get in trouble for." And in the very next photo, he unveiled what he was hiding.
Humanity was a mistake.
And said, "Oops." I think that was a fairly good intro for him. He sent another photo. "I'm thinking there's nothing wrong with showing you a picture of my balcony." And
no.
There he stood.
Stop it.
He's gonna turn right, probably. If he turns right, that's our guy. Oh, dude, he's gonna turn right. It's him. It's him.
But humanity did give us quesadillas. It's a positive, I guess.
What he was doing
Silver lining.
He bypassed Taco Bell and he went around the back and he was combing the area behind Taco Bell. He was going through all these little side streets and stuff. I know the area very well. So I knew what he was doing, and
absolutely.
At one point we went right by each other, and then I saw his face, and of course I'm just some 20-year-old in a car, but we bypassed each other. I thought, that's the dude, and I was just so excited. I knew I would see him at Taco Bell.
I love Taco Bell.
I knew eventually he would settle. I knew he had a lot to lose. I feared me saying, "Hey, dude, what you did is sick and wrong, and I know you did this, and I know you did that, etc., etc." I feared talking about that because I didn't want him to react a certain way. So I left it at that. I just said, "Hey, how you doing?"
Okay, at least this guy understands the risk, but who are those guys that we watched on Review Tech USA, and they caught ADP 445, and they're just all like up in his face and stuff. Man, that's dumb. That's so dumb. At least this guy, can think.
How's it going? Where are you going? All right, stay here.
Nah.
Wait, I gotta talk to you. He's leaving. What a loser.
I would be far too scared to do that. Okay. Nah.
I'll link his entire video down below, and it's an incredibly interesting watch to see how this sick individual sent videos and photos to what he thought was an underage girl. Also, if you search the term anxiety war on YouTube, you can find re-uploads of all of his old content scattered around other channels. Definitely give those a look as well. Anyway, why am I talking about this guy? Well, it seems that after Zach's unfortunate fallout with YouTube and the police, he seemed to spawn a movement across the platform known as the Creep Catchers. These people could be any ordinary person with a camera and a desire to expose creeps much like Zach did, and if you search the term...
It's not just in the US. It's in specifically Texas where I live. No fucking way. No way.
On YouTube, you'll find Creep Catchers videos from all over the world. These guys have taken direct inspiration from Zach and turned it into something that's, while risky and illegal, a very noble cause. This should be setting off a red flag for many of you. Yes, there are creeps all around you, and yes, they could very easily be any everyday person that you might encounter. These predators all have lives and families, and it's evident on their Facebook pages that are usually shown after they're caught. What these guys are doing under all the ordinary Facebook lives and rushes of work and family is truly something dark and disturbing.
You never, ever know what anyone is thinking. Ever. I sure learned the hard way. It's I mean, how does anyone trust anyone else, knowing that this could possibly happen? I don't know. Weird.
And it's unbelievably striking how widespread this issue is. These types of people also always have the cookie-cutter excuse that they weren't actually going to pursue the child. Instead, they were going to teach them a lesson and educate them, blah, blah, blah. Creep Catchers and Anxiety War were on the right track, doing the work that the police wouldn't. While frowned upon in the US, hopefully someday we can create a system where willing civilians and law enforcement are able to work together to catch these creeps that lurk on the same internet that you might hand over to your children every single day.
Right. I mean, if police aren't going after these people, then why can't citizens go after these people? You know, if like the police aren't gonna fuck with it, just let him go, let him wreak havoc. Like I can't follow the train of logic there. It's like, oh, blah 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 is about to have sex with an underage child. Report it to the police, and they're like, we'll look into it, but we've got better, like, we're already fully staffed. We can't spare anyone. It's like, okay. Then can I go get that guy? No, that's against the law. We just let the pedophile do what he's doing? What's the out? Like, what's the out? What's the answer? Is that the answer? Just let him fuck go on? It's whatever. Trying to apply logic. Who the fuck do I think I am? Logic. What?
Last week, police were called to the residence of a man living in Phoenix, Arizona to arrest a woman named Jacqueline Claire Aids. Aids was involved in a disturbing stalking incident with the man and
Jacqueline Claire Aids? Aids?
Allegedly turned violent very quickly. The guy, who's unidentified, apparently met Aids through an online local dating service. Through this, they hit it off quickly and went on only one date. Things began to get weird afterwards, though. Aids would begin to endlessly text the man, going as far as to send him upwards of over 65,000 text messages, and he claims that she sent anywhere from 400 to 500 texts per day.
Holy shit. That is a person I could never be with.
Most of these messages were very disturbing, and she made insane claims such as statements saying that she would bathe in his blood and that she wants his body parts. It doesn't even stop there, though. She then began to vigorously stalk him, showing up at his place of work and claiming that she was his wife. What finally led to her...
If you ever wanted to have a perfect example of the saying, bitches be crazy, here you go.
Arrest
right
when
now.
The man was out of the country. She showed up to his home during this time frame, and he was only able to find out due to wireless cameras placed throughout his property. After witnessing her in his house, he called the police, who promptly showed up to find her there. They claimed that in her car that was parked in his driveway was a butcher knife, and she could have very likely had a disturbing intention for having it. She claims that she never intended to hurt the man and is facing intimidating, stalking, and harassment charges. There's another part of this that I'd like to share with you, though. Recently, an interview has been released of her from prison, where she makes statements that she was in love with him and that nobody quite gets it. Take a look.
I felt like I met my soulmate and everything was just the way it was, and I thought we would just do what everybody else did and we would just like get married and everything would be fine, but that's not what happened.
No.
65,000 text messages. That's like
That's
next
it?
level stuff.
That's it. What?
Seemed like more than 65,000?
To me, yeah. That's not...
Isn't that kind of excessive?
Love is an excessive thing.
Huh.
Can you understand why people think this is a little bit out there?
Oh, yeah.
Are you a crazy person?
No.
Tell us, who are you? Like, what do you want?
I'm the person that discovered love. That equates.
Really? That was her. That whole thing came from her. Love is an excessive thing. Love is a fucking lie. Sorry. Kind of. This whole soulmate true love shit, anyway. I used to believe in it, but fuck no, not anymore.
Equation to light. Einstein discovered the equation to light. It's E equals mc squared.
Wait, she discovered the equation to love? Is that what she just said? Alright, she's wandering into my territory now. equations and science and physics. All right. Let's hear it.
A crazy person?
No.
Tell us, who are you? Like, what do you want?
I'm the person that discovered love, the equation to light. Einstein discovered the equation to light. It's E equals mc squared.
Yeah.
To finish that equation, everything we see is made out of light. Everything. And the composition of the light.
That is demonstrably false. Light is a charge-carrying particle that mediates the electromagnetic force. All right. Light is a charge-carrying wave-particle duality that mediates the electromagnetic force. Things are not made of light. Most of the time. I think they did an experiment where they got light to bond with another molecule. It's when I was in college around 2010. That was pretty crazy. But by and large, no, she's wrong.
That it's made out of.
Jackie, some of those messages don't sound like love. They sound like threats.
When you're
What?
finding love, not everything is perfect. To finish that equation, everything we see is made out of light.
Okay.
And the composition of the light that it's made out of.
Jackie, some of those messages don't sound like love. They sound like threats.
When you're finding love, not everything is perfect. This was a journey. And I wanted to apologize.
Dude, look at her eyes.
Because nobody would ever be more sorry.
She's so fucking crazy.
No. I love him. So the rest of the equation is L equals 3.3. L equals 3.3 times E equals mc squared. And that's...
L equals 3.3 times E equals mc squared. That's not that. That's gibberish. That doesn't even mean anything. It's like me saying, like, what hot dog is it? Blue tree ant frog. That how that sounded to you is exactly what she sounds like to me.
Would you have really hurt him?
No. I love him.
I don't know. It's very hard to think of random things.
Is L equals 3.3.
3.3.
L equals 3.3 times E equals mc squared. And that's...
See, I'm sorry. It's just so, I mean, goddamn, I've been studying this shit all my life. How? You can't times a thing by another equation. It doesn't work like that. Oh my god. Okay, okay. Fun.
That's the equation of eternal love.
I want her to get out the whiteboard and start deriving this shit because I need to see it to believe it. What is the derivation?
The kind of torment that this guy went through when dealing with her.
Yeah, exactly.
This entire situation just goes to show that you never really know who you're actually meeting up with on these dating sites.
What? That's going to become the unintentional meme of the channel now? That only you two are privy to? I'm okay with that.
You could, very easily, be unknowingly walking into your next real-world nightmare.
Do it. What would it even look like?
Thank you so much for joining me in Volume 3 of Disturbing Things from Around the Internet.
Volume 4! Oh, shit. You know what? Hold on. Okay. We're going to keep watching this. But while I'm doing that, I'm going to do something over here. I have, yeah, this is going to be fun. Okay, let's watch this.
Bill Mead is the name of a YouTuber that runs a channel primarily focusing on the topic of religion. Bill started his channel back in 2014, and over the course of just 4 short months, he would upload 71 videos, amassing 16 whole subscribers to his content. He seemed to be very passionate about the topics that he preached about and appeared to be open to discussion about Jesus and Christianity.
I'm sure he is. Dude, that guy. Holy shit. Look at his eyes. Like, what the... Internet, stop that. Do not make me get the spray bottle. Swear to God I will. Oh, yeah. This looks about like my channel, to be fair.
Over the course of the channel's existence, Bill would make it evident that he was dealing with other complications. It appeared that he contracted a severe form of mouth cancer, and over the course of the 4 short months that he was on YouTube, were able to see the progression of his condition as it became worse and worse and worse.
Oh shit, okay, it backfired on me. I was gonna use a AI art generator to generate an ant frog. Turns out it just gave me a picture of a species called the ant frog. It's an actual thing. Who would have thought?
His very last video was uploaded on October 21st, 2014, and it was titled, in all caps, 10-hour surgery tomorrow. Strangely, in this and the I'm
getting some lag. Oh wait. Gonna fix itself. Come on, internet. You're better than this.
But with the duplicate title, I was unable to extract any type of audio, almost as if it was completely muted by accident. In the description, Bill asks us, in jumbled text, to pray for him and the doctors as he undergoes this operation. And that was it. After seeing this, I naturally expected the worst. Seeing his condition progress so rapidly, followed by a video on the topic of a future surgery before going completely blank, left me with an endless curiosity as to what happened to Bill.
His eyes are so...
I went back to his YouTube channel and tracked down his Google Plus page. With that, I was able to discover that he lived in California and had a wife named Doris. After doing what seemed like endless digging, I just wasn't able to find anything on a William or Bill Meade that would be related to a Doris, so I acquired the help of some friends, and one of them, specifically Alex Bale, was able to track his record down. Bill would have been 90 this year, and unfortunately passed away less than a month after his surgery. His legacy lives on though, and with this, we're left with a very humbling example of how quickly a condition can progress on the human body.
Believe me, I know. You know, I never feel sorry for like really old people like that dying. Like, I'm like, they probably lived a very full life with a ton of adventures and stuff. Like, somebody dies at, 40, 50. It's like, oh, they're young. I do feel bad. But older people, I'm like, damn, they probably, they made it that far. They had to have, I don't know, a decent life anyway. I have weird views on death, though.
This entry comes from a user on Facebook by the name of Rico Malik. In his post, he claims that he doesn't normally post on Facebook, but this is a true action and awareness post. In his words, "This is very hard to watch. It hit very close to home as I've been in this situation before. This was my 19-year-old niece coming home late last night in Converse, Texas, to some home invaders in her bushes.
The hell is that?
Now just pay attention to the recklessness our society has come to. Get this to the media. These guys were out to murder anything moving last night, and they have to be dealt with. This is to be treated as if they murdered everyone in that car." With this, he's linked a video. In it, we're able to see a man as he's obviously hiding outside of a house behind a tree. Apparently, the people in the car pulled up to their mom's house who was asleep inside. After calling the cops from within the car, things begin to take a very dark turn.
Wait, hold on. Idiot, like...
Dark turn.
This is some kind of like PlayStation 1 stealth thing. Like, oh yeah, can't see you in line of sight. God, that just looks goofy. Like, who? Whatever. I don't know who he's trying to fool, but whatever.
Turn.
Yeah, no. Like, what the?
Do you want to tell your mom? No, wait till the cops get here. They're just waiting.
Dude, I would burst out laughing.
I locked the doors. I was like, yeah. Because if they, that doesn't mean they're alone. Curtis, no. No, Curtis, there's another one.
Hi, I'm in Converse at 8. There's somebody standing at the side of my house. It's like
Oh, there were two. That other guy.
they're trying to run.
I'm reversing.
Oh, they have a gun. 8310 J.
I gotta get out of here.
Yeah. Frog. Oh my. Holy shit.
Are you okay? Are you okay?
Holy shit. They unloaded on them.
They shot on my tires.
Dude, you go on those rims.
They shot on my tires.
It doesn't
They
matter.
shot on my tires.
Drive on those rims.
Get down, get down, get down.
Fuck the car.
Hurry, before they find us, please.
Are you okay? Put that.
Nah, fuck that.
Oh my gosh, just stop. God, please let them come back, please. God, please, God, please, God, please. God, please. God, please don't let them come. God, please. God, please. Do you see anyone? Can you see?
No.
Can you see? Don't look. Just stop.
Oh shit, Swedish, you've been talking a ton. I had it on top chat and not live chat. You said so many things that I missed. I'm sorry, I wasn't trying to avoid you. That's funny.
Thankfully, they all made it out alive.
I don't know why I
In
did
this
that.
situation, they were absolutely lucky that they weren't harmed, because this so very easily could have turned out far worse than it did. After first seeing
That's
this,
good, though.
I
Just-
spent a lot of time
I don't know.
contemplating at what I would do if I were in
God
this
damn, though.
situation. There's just no way around how it would have turned out. Grab a gun, shoot him back. There's two of them, and they have a direct line of sight to you in the car. Floor it and ram into the tree? Like I said, there's two of them. The other would have come out from behind the bushes, guns ablaze. Back out and speed off? I still feel like they would have been inclined to shoot, just because they can. All around, there's just no good way through this situation, which is what makes it that much more miraculous that the driver and passengers were unharmed.
Yeah.
While this is so, unfortunately, the two men involved are currently still at large.
Humanity, man. No. Why can't people chill the fuck out?
This entry comes from a user on Reddit by the name of Gloves Are Effed. The post is titled, Warning Men of Halifax,
Dude,
the
that's
Glove
rough, right?
Man. He opens his post by claiming that he's seen threads in other subreddits about this guy and that he finally had an accidental encounter with him. He claims, quote, Last weekend I was on my way back from downtown, walking alone on Spring Garden Road and scouting for a cab when a well-dressed guy in a black SUV pulls up beside me to ask if I'm looking for a cab.
Nah.
I said yes.
No.
He asked where I was going,
What
and I
the-
told
what?
him. He said he was headed in the same direction and that he offers rides around town on the weekends. Thinking this was some friendly guy running his own Uber service,
I was about to say, like, see with Uber?
I got in hoping for a cheap ride and handed him a $10 bill out of my pocket. Side note, I'm 6'3" and 200 pounds, so I didn't feel threatened.
Hey. That's pretty much what I am. Huh.
Stupid of me. He then goes on
That guy has way more confidence in himself than I do. Fuck that.
to explain that the guy was wearing a leather jacket and gloves, and as soon as they start driving, he talks about this glove business that he's running before handing him a business card. When they finally approach his street, the guy eagerly says that he wants the OP to try on some gloves. Despite it being weird, the OP submits to humor him and ends up trying them on. After doing so, things begin to become strange when he realizes that they fit really tight and that the guy began breathing somewhat forcefully. After putting two and two together in his head, he tried to drum up the most non-confrontational way out of the situation. However, the man kept insisting that he stay and try on more of his sets, all while breathing in a very unnatural manner. After an antagonizing few minutes with him, he ends up quickly thanking the man for his time, jumps out of the car, and books it towards a nearby house's yard in hopes of preventing the revelation of his own address to the man. He claims that the guy idled outside for a solid 5 minutes before driving off, and closes his post by warning men of Halifax about this guy, supposedly nicknamed MJ, that offers to pick up young men, forcing them into trying on his gloves in order for him to become aroused.
This is some fucking Jeffrey Dahmer shit.
The post was then verified by the moderators, and other users had jumped in, claiming that they had heard or had encountered the man themselves. One of the other posts that the OP references even has the glove man's business card in order of proof. The entire situation is chilling and hopefully makes you think before you jump straight into a car with a random stranger that might have intentions that don't exactly align with your own.
One Night at Teddy's, Five Nights at Freddy's. Internet, goddammit.
This entry comes from a Facebook post made by a user named Hank Squires. Back in June of last year, he made a post showcasing a strange phenomenon that he had captured on his baby monitor. His post reads this: I'm very much a skeptic, and I'm going to try to explain this one.
Yay, we're green.
Last night, Cora woke up and started playing with the stuffed animal. Hannah thought it was cute, so she recorded it from the baby monitor. When she showed it to me, I told her that it was way too cold in her room, 66 degrees when we keep the house at 70. Then, the freaking teddy bear behind her moved. Watch the video.
70.
The video that he uploaded with that showed this.
Let's see the proof. No, there's no way. It's fake. It has to be fake. There's no way. There's no. Give me a dark room, a crib like that, and
the
fishing
video
line.
Tons of Facebook attention,
do the
and people
exact
threw in
same
theories
shit.
that the entire thing could be faked for attention,
Yeah.
with many reasons given. One notable one is when the head actually moves. It seems that, at the top left, an arm is seen moving it. However, I'd personally like to counter this by saying that there simply would be no room for anyone or anything to squeeze their arm into that tight space. Unless there was some sort of modification done to it, nobody would have been able to fit back there. Another theory people have thrown up is that it's a battery-operated bear. While Hank claims that this is not the case, it could very well be true. The only real update we have is from June. Hank reshared the post onto his own page with the caption, 1 year ago. This, of course, renewed interest in the video, and down in the comments, there's one from a Dana Squires who claims that they're set on believing that the child had moved, thus causing the bear to move as well. While this seems like a very solid answer to the situation, we have to remember that it's always up for interpretation.
But why would that make the bear's head move? That doesn't make sense to me.
Last year, a post was made on the export of 4chan claiming that there was a user on Facebook that discovered a strange profile by the name of Ori Chef. Apparently, Ori had commented on a news article clamoring on about nonsense. After they attempted to translate it, things got strange. The 4chan user went forth to say this. So I was just on Facebook like a normie that I am, and I came across a comment in a post that's a bit unnerving. It's from a posted article from a page that has a few comments, so I saw it. The comment was obviously not entirely in English, but she explains how she wants to be cremated before her husband, or some type of thing, and she kept talking about her friend Susie or something. So I got weirded out by this and tried to click on the Facebook account to know what the fuck is up with this lady.
That's fair.
This is where it gets weirder. This was her profile. I immediately saw that she had no posts or even uploads of pictures, so I assumed that she was a dummy account by some dude who's doing God knows what. Then I saw her friends list.
Oh. Probably not good.
Now I just realized after skimming through all these accounts that every bio that she has adds something weird or cryptic, like cheese bread from an almond milkshake and pita bread from a seasoned beef, kind of shit like that.
How is that weird?
It seems to be so many that I can't imagine the reason why some person would do some kind of shit like this and what purpose. So it seems that after visiting her profile, they found that every single one of Ori's friends was simply another version of her profile picture with photoshopped facial features and hair. Posts on their profiles get even stranger than this. There are multiple images depicting animal gore with captions that hint at the murder of her own children.
What?
Going by her profile, there are no photos or any evidence therein of Ori actually having any children. However, it's disturbing to see. After discovering all this, a user then reached out to Ori, asking her about her many accounts and why she's doing this, and she responded in her typical style, claiming that, yeah, all of them I was the one who created, but unfortunately, because of my negligence and the stupidity, I forgot that I was renting the computer and forgot to change the password as soon as possible. The 4chan user responded, "Oh, okay, I understand. I like the pictures that you post, like the one you have as your profile picture. Did you make them?" To which Ori responds,
"That girl has got to chill out on the caps,"
saying, "Really? Thank you, it's in the Play Store app. If it's in your CP, you know, edit the pic." He then asks her how many accounts she uses, to which she responds, saying upwards of 15 to 24. When asked why, she made the excuse that she uses them for requests in Facebook games. While Ori claims this, I'm going to go forth and say that I'm absolutely not buying this. Why in the world would there be so many accounts that are made of yourself just for game requests? Also, why in the world would she post gruesome images and caption them about the demise of her own children? Something.
It's like that, what's that person's name? Abby in Rich's stream. Yeah.
just doesn't add up. Theories have been thrown out that Ori is either a bot, a simple troll account, an account linked to the government, or actually a genuine person that, for some odd reason, found the need to create 20 plus accounts of herself. Even if this latter theory were true, why would she post such sinister things about her children alongside these screwed up images?
Gosh,
It just doesn't add up to me. There's definitely something going on here. It almost reminds me of the Stephanie Stevens case.
I like tilapia fish.
Weirder.
Yes.
As we said before, disturbing and obscure content can exist all over the internet, and like we just witnessed, this definitely holds true.
I mean, I have a lot of time on my hands, but I don't have that much time on my hands. Right. There we got some kind of spooky. Welcome to Die. What is that from? Welcome to Die? It's like a mistranslation. Oh, yeah. It's the Magneto says it in the X-Men arcade game. Brilliant. Brilliant. Internet. God damn it.
Happy Halloween! Wow, what a fun week this has been exploring all these marathon topics with you. This has been an absolute blast, and hey, I was thinking,
it is fun.
What better way to bring this to a close while concurrently celebrating the greatest holiday of the year
than
presenting to you yet another installment of my favorite series on the channel. Welcome back, my friends, to Disturbing Things from Around the Internet. If you're new, this is my series that dives into bite-sized and disturbing internet events and mysteries in a list-like format. It's time, on this Halloween night, to dive into 5 more hand-picked and disturbing things from around the internet.
Fucking love Halloween. Like, my favorite time of the year. Not even close.
Back in August, a strange event took the internet by storm. Peculiar footage was captured during the early morning of August 24th. According to a Facebook post, at 3:20 in the morning, a resident in the Sunrise Ranch subdivision in Montgomery, Texas, was awakened by their doorbell.
Where's that?
After reviewing their home video surveillance, they observed and attached the following video and images. The Montgomery County Sheriff's Office was alerted and is currently investigating the suspicious incident. The footage that they captured was this.
There's some fucking weird videos out there from doorbells. Like, yeah, the ring doorbells. Some fucked up stuff.
Everyone was on immediate alert. If the odd timing being so late in the night isn't enough to alarm you, then the shackles that seem to be attached to her wrists just might. We were dead asleep in our beds. My husband was awoken by the doorbell. It rang probably 20 to 30 times, one nearby resident claimed. The woman, wearing only a t-shirt and no shoes, seemed at the time to have vanished into thin air. Nobody was able to immediately track her down, and so a massive search had commenced for this mystery girl. What happened to her? Why was she crying? And why was she ringing the doorbell so many times at 3:20 in the morning?
She was crying? Did they not help her?
On August 29th, another incident occurred in the very same subdivision. A man would take his life by suicide. This was Dennis Collins, and a suicide note that was left behind by him had confirmed that this mystery girl on the surveillance footage was in fact his girlfriend. According to a statement by Montgomery County Police, she was indeed a domestic violence victim, and according to her, the night she was out ringing doorbells, she was in great fear for her own safety. She is safe and is helping police in the ongoing investigation. However, the takeaway from this is that this could be happening to anyone, even those that live right beside you.
Yeah, we were just talking about that earlier. You cannot trust anyone.
A post was made in the Ask Reddit sub, asking everyone what post was the creepiest that they've ever found on Reddit.
Do y'all go to Reddit
While
much?
There were many notable responses, one in particular stuck out to me from a user by the name of Killing Spear X.
I did make my own Reddit board, though.
They said this: I don't know where the post is, but I'm sure many Redditors came across it already. It was about a mother who was pushing her baby on a swing at night. When people approached her, they found out that the baby had been dead for hours and that the mother had some sort of mental breakdown or something. One notable response to this came from a user by the name of El Chapo's cousin, who claimed that either this is a lie or the area she lived in has the shittiest healthcare in America. In response to this, someone quoted them and said, apparently the latter, because this actually did happen, with a link to a news article. In Maryland, a 3-year-old boy was in fact dead due to being pushed in a swing for upwards of 43 hours. According to authorities, he was alive when his mother began pushing him in a swing on May 20th, 2015, and had remained in this very same seat for 2 days while his mother pushed him until May 22nd at 6:55 a.m. when he and his hysterical mother were found by police.
What
the mother allegedly had a psychotic episode during this and unfortunately did not know what was happening for those 2 agonizing days. Since the original homicide, No charges have been filed, and the mother has since sought treatment for her bipolar disorder and depression. 43 hours. Sit back and think about this for a second. This children's swing was a death trap for this little boy, and the sheer thought of what he endured, initially thinking that it was going to be a fun and exciting time at the park, then becoming tired of the fun, then becoming thirsty, then realizing Mom isn't stopping. For hours and
this lady effectively killed her toddler by pushing him on the swing for just about 2 days nonstop. And she didn't even know. She apparently was having a psychotic breakdown. 43 hours, they said. She pushed her little boy on the swing. He was, what, 3 years old? And the kid died of, what was it, dehydration and hypothermia? 43 hours.
And hours and hours. Until it was over. I can only imagine the haunting scene of an oblivious mother pushing the corpse of her own son in a swing. And I really don't know how I'd react if I were ever to stumble upon such a sight in real life.
Fuck, I mean, who wouldn't know how to react? There's no way to react. If you did know how to react, that would be disturbing.
Last year, I made a video that included the phenomenon of the Yay Video Games Reddit account that exhibited seemingly ordinary behavior before a switch seemed to flip, causing their comments to spiral endlessly into obscurity. In 2011, a user on Facebook by the name of Karen Catherine Waldegrave would exhibit strikingly similar behavior. Karen, being a seemingly ordinary Facebook account, would, out of nowhere, begin posting nonsensical and unnerving ramblings that seemed to gather widespread attention from across the internet.
Hey, that's what
According to her profile, she was born in London and allegedly graduated from the University of Toronto with a PhD. She has quite a few ordinary posts, which makes this entire phenomenon that much more puzzling.
Yeah, do not ever let somebody with a higher education degree, don't ever think of them as like, oh, they're really smart, they must have it figured out. Nobody does, I promise.
On May 23rd, at around 6:30 p.m., a switch would seem to flip from within her, resulting in her replying to her own statuses over and over and over.
Jesus.
Even stranger, the posts that she would make would be entirely out of context, and it would seem as if she's having a full conversation with herself. Statuses, shared photos, and everything else that she posted would then accumulate comment after comment after comment, and it got so bad that she sent approximately 700 replies to herself.
Hold on. I want to read a few of these. What is she saying? Put on background music. What is this? Get off my computer, not allowed. I do need you. You are guilty shit. Over border illegally. Also, Vico Metzma, if I extradite you to myself, no harm will come to you. You won't come for being guilty only. You cannot stay here. The girl dies. Illegally made. I will find out of whom all of them, all they die, all vain and mixed, and also low class raised. Low class raised Elizabeth II included, hers also. You will not win. You are guilty. Wow. What is the definition of insanity? Doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results? Oh. I have
would be
another
entirely
definition.
out of context, and it would seem as if she's having a full conversation with herself.
It's not even a
Statuses,
conversation,
shared
though.
photos, and everything else that she posted would then accumulate comment after comment after comment. And it got so bad that she sent approximately 700 replies to herself in the short span of just 12 hours. At times, there were paragraphs of nonsensical text sent within moments of each other, and it's been widely speculated that Karen simply did this for some sort of attention.
My definition of insanity is a person doing the same thing over and over and over again and getting different results. Think about that one.
Or to troll with the help of either a bot or script that would do this for her. After all, she allegedly has a PhD.
What? The definition of insanity? That quote came from Einstein, I believe.
For all we know, she very well could have done just that. Since the attention that she's gotten, her strange case has largely faded into internet history as none other than someone with schizophrenia or a simple troll. Solved, right?
Masterful troll.
Well, not so fast. It seems that, to this very day, there's still something going on with her, and I can't quite put my finger on precisely what that is.
I know it from physics. I've never played Far Cry 3. Never played any Far Cry, to be honest.
This is Karen Waldegrave today. This account seems to be a newer one of hers and still exhibits the same strange and bizarre behavior of her original account.
Wait, what the
Oddly,
hell?
the page seems to be named differently, however, it still appears to be the same person. The pictures match up almost perfectly, and her education and location information seems to be an exact replica of what was shown on her original account. Now, why in the world would a troll be doing this 7 years later?
Very
you can
dedicated.
notice here that she seems to upload many images of herself, and these, ultimately, would be nearly impossible to replicate. As someone who's graduated with a PhD, being seemingly well off and ordinary, why would she have any sort of need to still reply to herself with not only obscure text, but randomized links to various websites and YouTube videos?
What did they say what she got her PhD in? Because I can imagine somebody in English, probably even more so psychology, doing something like this to study how people react to it. You know, and you could do it years and years and years and get more data. That's what I would think, anyway.
In her posts, we could see direct references to scientific works and writings, and, out of context, these seem to be completely normal.
See, Abba.
Until we realize that these are all being posted within seconds of each other. Furthermore, there's always just one person that likes each of her statuses and posts, and as you might have guessed, these are all coming from her. With just 9 Facebook friends, for all we know, this could still be the work of either a bot or a troll. The strikingly fast and almost randomized posts that come from her directly support this. However, with the pictures she shares that line up directly with her original account to the T, it's extremely hard to discount the very idea that something more obscure could be going on with her to this very day.
Has to be... If she's rational, that has to be the answer. Did we say...
that and as you still reply to herself with not only obscure text, upload many... This is Karen Waldegrave today.
Okay.
This account...
What did she get her
Since the attention
PhD?
that she's gotten, her strange case has largely faded into... There were paragraphs of full conversation with from the University of Toronto with a PhD. She has quite a few ordinary posts.
They just don't tell you, do they? Just the fact that she graduated. The really important thing to know. But I guess not. Okay. It's fine. Where did we go? Oh, right here. The Tragedy of Adrian Jones.
This fourth entry was only recently sent to me, and while it isn't necessarily an internet mystery, I couldn't help but include this heartbreaking tragedy. In 2015, police were called to a home in Kansas City, Kansas, regarding a domestic dispute. Upon arrival, a woman would tell them that if they looked around the property, they'd find the remains of a child by the name of Adrian Jones. Adrian's short life was spent isolated from outsiders inside of a mice-infested house where he was under the guise of, quote, homeschooling with his 6 siblings. His father and stepmother endlessly abused him, forcing him into sadistic acts of torture. The father and stepmother subjected him to eating scraps of moldy food out of the trash, leaving him tied up and submerged in a dirty swimming pool for hours at a time, beating him, strangling him, and leaving him consistently bloodied and cuffed.
Jesus
Even
Christ.
worse, the parents documented
Throw those
everything with
people
surveillance cameras
under the
placed
prison.
all over the house in an effort to document their
Under
acts
it.
of torture. The footage and images were only ever discovered due to Jen Hovers, their landlord, whom was given access to the killer's iCloud
my
account by
God.
Heather
Okay,
Jones.
Okay, I have a messy room, but fucking for real.
The footage and images
For
were
real?
only ever
That
discovered due
messy?
to Jen Hovers, their landlord, whom was given access to the killer's iCloud account by Heather Jones, Adrian's stepmother, who was directly involved in the maltreatment. Hovers accessed the account in hopes of finding pictures for Adrian's funeral. However, when she looked through what was on the account, she found much, much more than she'd bargained for. In it were videos and photo after photo of Adrian's deteriorating health, and many of these shots came from direct surveillance footage, where he's referred to simply as the boy. It's believed that the killers were proud of their sadistic acts and enjoyed documenting Adrian's afflicted life.
Jesus Christ.
This is just one of those things that I hardly have any words for. The 7-year-old's short life came to an end in late 2015. His killers left him to starve to death while tied up inside of a shower stall.
God
This
damn.
unbelievably gets even worse though.
What?
To rid of the body, the abusers resorted to dismembering
Oh
him
my
and left his
God.
remains in a livestock pen where pigs proceeded to feed on them. The heartbreaking thing about this entire endeavor is that there
Jesus
was a suspicion of
Christ.
activity going on.
What?
The landlord had the suspicion for quite a while, and this likely stemmed from the
What?
fact that, now prepare for this, Adrian did tell investigators that he was being abused years prior.
Oh my God.
According to an article by KansasCity.com, Adrian told authorities in a 2013 interview how his father would kick him so hard in the back of the head that a little bone came out. My daddy keeps hitting me in the head and punches me in the stomach, and my mom keeps pulling on my ears and it really hurts.
What the fuck?
He tried to make a plea for his life. However, that, unfortunately, didn't seem to help.
Oh my
His
gosh.
father and stepmother, Michael and Heather Jones,
Fuck
have since
them.
been sentenced to life in prison
Good.
with no chance for parole. And his
Good.
grandmother, whom had no idea that any of this was happening, has spoken out, absolutely devastated.
How do you not know though?
Adrian Jones never deserved any of this, and it's completely heartbreaking to read about this tragedy that befell him. In some
Holy
images,
shit.
you're able to see him wearing a shirt that says tough guy. And you know what? This absolutely holds true. Adrian is a tough guy.
Yeah, he
Nobody
is.
deserves that title more than him. And I can only hope that he's since found the solace that's been overwhelmingly overdue for him.
Yeah. I mean, it's... taken out of... This would be taken out of context, and I don't mean it that way. But, I mean, if he has no chance to escape ever, like, I mean, at least the little kid, as gruesome as his death was, like, at least he's not subjected to that anymore. I don't know if that makes me a monster or not, but if I were in that situation, I would want to die. If that makes any sense. God damn. This little kid, though, he doesn't know what the fuck is happening. No sane person would know. Because if that went on for decades, you know that he would be just completely wrecked in his mind. Terribly, terribly so. It's a pitiful thing. God, man, again, humanity. It's awful. Terrible.
This last entry comes from a user on Reddit by the name of Demeter of New. About 5 months ago, they made a post in the RBI subreddit claiming that their significant other had gotten a new phone, and for the first time ever, she now has visual voicemail. After receiving a voicemail from a family member that day, she realized that she had several others that she'd missed. According to the post, she started going through her voicemails, typical stuff, family, bill collectors, but one voicemail dated Friday, June 9th, 2017 at 4:38 p.m. was from a number that we do not know. It's 3 minutes long and the area code is 480, placing the owner around the Phoenix, Arizona Valley. I've spent all day researching news where their incidents happened the afternoon of June 9th, 2017 and have exhausted my very limited research abilities. The voicemail that Demeter received was this.
The fuck? Oh. What the fuck? I can't. I want out. Please. Please. Somebody. It's another person. God damn. The fuck?
The OP then went forth to give an edit, claiming that the voicemail was dated a year prior. Phoenix police will be contacted, and that they've *67 the number, which merely led them to a generic voicemail greeting. A few very interesting theories have been given regarding the origins of this voicemail. A user by the name of Satellite Cookie seems to have dissected it quite well and gave the hypothesis that the woman involved may not have even known that the phone was there. They claim that she seemed to have been screaming into her surroundings rather than into the phone, and a butt dial is genuinely possible here. The theories that they gave were that she was, 1, kidnapped and hurt. However, the weapon was not blunt enough to knock her out. She seemed to be fully conscious. However, the possibility...
Well, sure. I mean, the butt dial, I don't know. Because if she's experiencing something, maybe she just like fucking found her phone and like called somebody and threw it over to the side. I don't know. It's weird. It's weird.
Is there that she had just woken up and realized the situation that she was in, with panic ensuing. Regarding the phone, either she was able to break free to one, it was hers, the kidnappers, or potentially another victim's. Another theory has been given by a user named Sojo3. When Satellite Cookie mentioned that it didn't sound anything like a mental breakdown, they chimed in claiming that they work at a psychiatric hospital and that this absolutely sounds like an episode that could have happened with one of their patients. Sidetracking here, if we take a look at Demeter's post history, it doesn't appear that they were using a throwaway account, and also doesn't seem like they were doing this for any sort of attention. With this in mind, the possibility that this is a hoax or attempt at an ARG are slim. However, an odd red flag here is that they never proceeded to give any sort of valuable follow-up or proof of call history. Many are still awaiting this, and it really puts this story up in limbo.
When was this?
The very fact that we have absolutely no idea whether this is definitively real or fake is what makes this story eerie. Either this is a hoax, someone had a genuine mental breakdown, or there really is someone out there that was captured without ever being able to escape.
Shit. Fucking people.
The internet is no stranger to obscure and disturbing phenomena, and tonight was a direct exhibition of that.
Yeah, I'm going to do one more, and I'm going to save the rest, the latter half, for tonight or tomorrow or whatever. So we can do 6, because there's 13 in all. So break it up into half. We'll do one more. Maybe. Yeah, contain, gotcha.
One, in hopes of getting help.
Nope. Let's go. Skip to it.
If you've spent even the smallest bit of time on the internet, then you've most likely encountered a creepy thing or two, either being shared, archived, or just out of happenstance.
Yeah.
These oddities can exist anywhere from the darkest corners of the deep web, or even right there in plain sight. Welcome back to Disturbing Things from Around the Internet. If you're new, then grab a drink, pop open a bag of your favorite chips, and get comfy.
Grab a drink.
This is my series that dives into bite-sized, creepy, and disturbing internet oddities from all over the internet. If you'd like to get caught up, I have a dedicated playlist on my channel to ensure that you have hours of content to fish through that'll surely leave you up at night.
Go subscribe to Nexpo.
With that out of the way, it's time, with our guest, Scare Theater, to dive into 5 more hand-picked and disturbing things from around the internet.
Fantastic channel. Dude, don't do the grudge crawling ghost shit. Seen enough of that tonight.
This first entry comes from a Spanish Facebook page called Noticias de Cuernavaca. In this post, they claim that this footage comes from the historic center of Cuernavaca. The video that we're showing here was recorded by a policeman at his guard at approximately 4 in the morning. The nearby tenants say that this is not the first time that this has happened. The video that they attached is some simple cell phone footage that lasts 50 seconds long. In this, you're able to hear a woman scream that sounds like it was pulled straight out of a nightmare.
Okay. Jesus. What the fuck? That. The fuck? Is that a woman? I guess it is. I've been there. Maybe not in that situation, but...
If you're unfamiliar with Mexican folklore, La Llorona, which translates to the Weeping Woman, is a popular urban legend that dates back to the 1960s. Legend has it that this woman lost her children, and now cries while aimlessly wandering around in search of them. If she's ever encountered, she's known for causing great misfortune to those that approach her. Whether or not this is an actual spirit screaming, or somebody having a manic episode and breaking down in the near distance, it's hard to discount the fact that this scream sounds completely genuine and would undoubtedly freeze you in your tracks if you were...
The scream actually does sound like a, I've seen a deer get taken down by a bear, and it sounds remarkably human-like. But at the end, she was, like, visibly, or not visibly, but audibly crying, which, I don't think deers do, but they do scream exactly like that. It's very difficult to watch.
If you were ever to hear this yourself.
Woman, black vibes. What's that? The Indonesian tsunami.
On December 22nd, 2018, tragedy would befall the Sunda Strait regions of Indonesia. Completely without warning, the Anak Krakatau, also known as the Child of Krakatoa volcano, would erupt, causing an undersea landslide that ultimately would result in the devastating tsunami that ended up killing 400.
The interesting thing about volcanoes exploding, which you live in Hawaii, I assume you've seen a volcano explode. I don't know how that would be, how I would feel about that. That'd be terrifying. But I do think that a lot of people, like if they ever paint volcanoes or put them in a video game or something, they always forget that there's lightning. Like lightning is generated throughout the cloud. And I think it's fucking amazing. It's like something no one ever talks about.
129 and injuring 1,459 residents.
I've never seen that.
Apparently, this volcano had been spewing ash and lava for months prior to when a 158-acre section of its southwest side collapsed, resulting in the massive undersea landslide and wiping out the volcanic island in its entirety.
Holy shit.
The photos and video from the aftermath of this natural disaster are absolutely devastating, and one event in particular is chilling. Reminiscent of the station nightclub fire, footage was caught at a concert where the pop band 17 was energetically playing. In this footage, all seemed to be going well, and everybody appeared to be having a great time, with nothing out of the ordinary. This enjoyment would unfortunately be short-lived, as it captures the moments leading up to the calamity.
Like, overrun them with lava? Surely not. What's gonna happen? The landslide, right? Tsunami landslide? Okay. Looks pretty fun to me. Sure. Oh shit. Fuck. Don't even know really what happened there.
Among the 429 that were killed, 2 of those were in the band themselves. We lost our bassist, Banny, and our road manager, Oki, the lead singer cried. The heartbreaking thing about this entire tragedy was that it was so sudden. No warning, no preparation, no sound for alarm, just Mother Nature in a fit of rage, wiping out everything in sight. Since the event, people have pled to have some sort of volcanic eruption or landslide detection system put into place.
Wait, okay, this is at 611. Wasn't this about a tsunami? Forgive me if I'm mishearing. Like, I know the landslides can make tsunamis, but it's not. It sounded to me like they were going to get hit by a tsunami because he titled the section Tsunamis, but they get hit by landslides. I don't know. Maybe I'm dumb. I just don't understand it.
This, alongside every other natural disaster that occurs, is a very humbling example of how helpless we can really be against the unstoppable forces of nature itself.
Yeah, don't fuck with nature. Nature will fuck back. Guaranteed.
A woman by the name of Maribel Ramos was an Iraq war veteran and college student back in 2013. With a dream of a career in law enforcement, she was taking classes alongside caring for her sick mother. She apparently lived with a 55-year-old man by the name of Casey Joy, and according to him, they were extremely close. In May 2nd of that year, Maribel would fail to turn up at various events that she was scheduled to show up to, and the very next day, she would officially be reported missing by her family. On May 8th, one of her friends by the name of Emily C., desperate for answers, would spontaneously post a thread on Yelp asking about Maribel,
Yo.
In her post, she claims, "My friend Maribel Ramos has been missing since Thursday, May 2nd. She was last seen at her apartment in Orange, California. Please help her family, friends, and I to find her. We need all the help we can get."
Huh.
Shortly after this, a reply would surface by a user named Enrique C., who asked if they had talked to the roommate by that point in time. In response, Emily C. would claim that, yes, they spoke with the roommate. He willingly cooperated with the cops by giving them DNA samples, and even allowed them to take naked photos of him. He gave up his cell phone to them so he couldn't contact anyone, which he was all more than happy to do.
Weird, but okay.
3 days after the exchange between Enrique and Emily, another stranger would interject into the conversation. A user by the name of KCKCK responded by saying,
What a name.
"I am Maribel's roommate. She's my BFF and my only family. She is absolutely the best woman I have ever met. We had so much fun together. I miss her so much. She always knew that I will give my life for her without any hesitation." Police forensic teams searched this 2-bedroom apartment 5 times with the police dog. They confiscated computer, hard drive, cell phone, car, and took several items. They contacted everyone on my phone list, and I don't know when I will get my properties back. These are major inconveniences.
Weird.
But all these don't matter.
Fuck.
I miss Maribel, and that really makes me depressed and stressed out big time. Interestingly,
very
people took
strange.
notice of his
I don't know.
wordage.
Weird.
He consistently referred to Maribel in past tense, without regard that she's only missing, not dead. Why would he spill his heart out like this over a very, very new missing persons case?
Oh shit.
A user named Grant K was one of many to notice this. May 14th.
Yeah,
Am
they
I
don't.
the only one finding
Yeah,
it odd
that's
that
weird.
this KC roommate posted here and used past tense to refer to Maribel? We had, she always knew, as opposed to we have, or she knows. And why would she ask him to move out if they have so much fun together? My prayers are with the friends and family. This is very sad. At this point, people were retorted at Grant, saying that he shouldn't make such bold assumptions and to let the police do their job, as they should, rather than turning this into a witch hunt. Casey then jumped into the conversation once more in hopes of defending himself, claiming that English is his second language and that he still needs help with that from time to time. He then went forward pleading to others not to make judgments about him, and that he, quote, wouldn't give a second to give his life for Maribel.
I mean, if somebody went missing, is it really that sus to be like, oh yeah, we used to do this? I don't know. Is it really telling using a past tense grammar? I don't know. That's a little bit up in the air.
This is when things become strange. The next day, he posts multiple times, and each one seems to dig him further and further into the hole of suspicion.
Okay.
May 15th. I love Maribel as a friend and a roommate. This is how we say goodnight to each other. Goodnight, Maribel, Maya, Misun, Mom, and Dad. My profile photo is because I miss her. That is one from the night we went out. I said, Maribel is my one and only BFF. She is. She is my only beneficiary for my $250,000 life insurance, and my only beneficiary for my bank accounts, paid upon death. She knows this. I miss her every second I am awake.
I'm sure. Well.
A day later, and 2 weeks after Maribel originally went missing, Emily C. would jump in, updating everybody that a body had been found. However, they don't know if it's Maribel as of yet. They should know by noon that day. And then, later that same day, someone named Thelma D. would drop the verdict on everyone. It's
Bad.
her.
Yeah. Okay.
And the killer is KC.
Yeah. That is. I mean, it's not shocking. It should be shocking, but people are fucking terrible.
This entry surrounds a story following 2 young teenagers, Abigail Williams and Liberty German. The pair were best friends in the 8th grade at Delphi Community Middle School in Delphi, Indiana, a small town of about 3,000 residents. As many teenagers do, the pair were keen on hanging out outside of school, having sleepovers, and going on spontaneous adventures for fun.
Isn't like ridiculously high that if you die, it's probably from your significant other? Like, isn't that a thing?
On the evening of February 12th, 2017, the two would have a sleepover at Liberty's grandparents' house, as school was canceled the following day. The next day, the two girls were trying to figure out how to spend their afternoon and came up with the idea to hike around the Monon Bridge, a popular nearby hangout spot.
Huh.
After receiving consent from Liberty's grandmother and arranging for their grandfather to pick them up a couple hours later, her sister Kelsey would drop the pair off near the bridge at around 1:30 p.m. on her way to work. Throughout the next hour or so, everything was going as usual. Liberty, as many people do, began to share her trek along this bridge on Snapchat.
Sure.
And in this photo, taken at 2:07 p.m., you can see Abigail smiling as she walks along it. Unbeknownst to everyone, though, this would be the last normal photo that Liberty would ever post to her social media.
I mean, I would go there.
An hour later, Liberty's grandfather arrived to pick the two up and texted her to meet him at the pickup spot. No response. Realizing this is uncharacteristic of her, he proceeds to call. Still, no answer. It was at this point that he'd walk along the bridge in hopes of finding the girls. However, this too would be futile. In response to his failed efforts, the grandparents report the girls as missing, and a search was promptly underway.
It's gotta be the
Countless
worst
volunteers
feeling.
aided in this, with people scouring the entire area. At around 6 p.m. the following day, the worst would unfortunately unfold. The bodies of two young girls were located in Deer Creek, a mere half a mile from the bridge itself. The girls were confirmed by investigators to be Abigail and Liberty, and with this, the evidence that they gathered and released from Abigail's smartphone would baffle everybody. Police were able to locate this photo of a man walking along the bridge, taken shortly after Liberty's original Snapchat photo. And this very, very muffled snippet of audio sounds like a man saying the words, "Down the hill." Down the hill. Down the hill. It's been widely speculated that the audio and this man are directly connected to their deaths, and it's very possible that this same man was ordering the girls to go to a specific location down a hill before he ended their lives. To this day, the only evidence they have to go off of is that Snapchat, the grainy photo, the audio, and the sketch of the suspect. Everything else surrounding the true whereabouts and identity of the killer remains a mystery to this very day. Since this tragedy, the entire town has since replaced all of their exterior light bulbs with those that have an orange hue, and will keep them as such until the day the killer is found.
Really? Those are called sodium vapor lamps, too. Sorry. The sodium gives off a very distinct
Number
yellow
5 on
glow.
our list surrounds an absolutely haunting 911 call made by a woman by the name of Ruth Price. Apparently, Price lived completely alone, and late one night, she noticed a man walking around outside of her home. Understandably shaken, she immediately calls 911 in hopes of getting help. However, what transpires afterwards is undoubtedly something that will disturb you.
Uh-oh.
What's the problem, ma'am? Oh, there's some guy been checking the place out. Oh. Well, he went in the back. I have an apartment in the back.
Oh, really?
He was looking for a guy, and he comes to my door, and said he's looking for an apartment.
That's weird.
So I live alone, and I'm an old lady. Where is he now, ma'am?
I don't remember this.
I have no idea.
Holy Holy shit. I must have seen this. I don't remember it though. I must have seen it at some point. I don't remember though.
While the validity of this voicemail is up for heavy debates, it's almost impossible not to be at least somewhat unnerved by this. It's hard to find any concrete case behind this recording, and it's unclear if Ruth Price is her real name or simply an alias. Since the recording, this call has been used in various dispatcher educational courses as a hard lesson to ask for the address of the victim before anything else, since if she would have given it up front, she would likely have been given help sooner, with the sliver of a possibility at still being alive.
Shit, yeah. Fuck.
The internet is undoubtedly a weird place. Creepy and disturbing real-life events can pop up on you at any time, and tonight's installment exemplified this. If you, for some reason...
Okay, so we will do the next batch tomorrow night, tonight, whenever. I don't... Days and nights are just blurred to me right now. Anyway, yeah, so after listening to that nightmare fuel, I'm going to try and maybe get a little sleep. I don't know. Yeah, you got shivered. So join me live and, you know, we'll have some fun or whatever you want to call this. Like, this shit's a little bit too real. May do another analog horror tomorrow. So break it up. Break up the, you know, the fucking terribleness of humanity. Anyway, all right. Yeah, I will see y'all later on.